Well, good afternoon. Glad to have you here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. My name is Doug Rice with the Performance Racing Network. This will be our first official announcement of the weekend. I'm sure there will be many more to follow. And by the way, this is a sponsorship announcement, but Martin's time at the end of this will also serve as his NASCAR availability for this weekend. So please keep that in mind. Thrilled and honored to be here. We have some special guests. Joe Garone is here, of course, president of Furniture Row Racing. Joe, nice to have you here. Thank you very much for being on hand for this. And we will jump right into our program. I want to introduce now Jose Costa. He is the brand president of Driven Brands Paint and Collision Division. Jose, nice to have you here today. Thank you for being on board.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you for having us. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Martin. We're very, very excited about this opportunity to partner with you. Driven Brands is the parent company of Meineke, Maaco, CARSTAR, and about 2,500 locations across North America, so we're extremely excited about this opportunity. Thank you.
Well, you weren't lying when you said your comments were going to be brief, weren't you? Thank you, Jose Costa. Up next is Jason Ryan. Jason is the president of Maaco. Nice to have you here, Jason.
Yeah, thank you, Doug. Thank you, Martin. Maaco, we are really excited to be part of this partnership with Furniture Row and with Martin. With everything that's happened over recent history here, it couldn't be a better opportunity for us, so we're very excited about it. Maaco is going to be celebrating its 45th anniversary coming next year. During that period of time, we've painted over 25 million vehicles. You know us for collision repair and auto painting, so whether it's an accident or you need a makeover on an older vehicle, that's what we do. Our system is really excited about this as well. In fact, we're having our national convention here in Charlotte next week. So we'll have hundreds of franchisees descending on Charlotte. And in fact, because of this partnership, many are coming in early to be part of it this weekend and celebrate the partnership again with Martin and Furniture Row. So we're thrilled to be part of it, and we're really excited. Thank you.
And of course, I think most of you know the guy in the middle. It is now my pleasure to introduce Martin Truex Jr., driver of the Furniture Row Maaco number 78 Toyota this weekend here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Bank of America 500. Before we get into the sponsorship talk about the momentum and the role that this 78 team is on right now, Martin.
Well, yeah, it's been pretty incredible, really, the last 5 weeks, just to to be part of such a historic run for our race team. So it's been a lot of fun. We've been working hard. It's always fun when you're winning races and running up front each and every week. And we're here at Charlotte to hopefully continue that. So excited about the weekend. Obviously, this is a big way to start the weekend for us, announcing another partner on the 78. It's really cool to have a Charlotte-based company that's nationwide and in Canada be a part of our race team. And hopefully we'll give these guys something to be excited about this weekend.
Now, Martin, you're kind of crushing your idea as the underdog candidate now, because you guys have always been the one-car operation west of the Mississippi, and now you've come out, you've won 2 chase races, and you're a lot of people's favorites to win the title. How does it feel to be in that position as opposed to being on the other side of the equation?
Feels a little bit different, but really our mindset hasn't changed, and it's really been the same as it was last year. I think that ultimately, we feel like we're in a lot better position this year to go win the championship. Last year I think our goal was, okay, how do we get to Homestead, and what do we do to put ourselves in our best position to have a shot at it. I think this year it's more, okay, how do we not screw this up and make sure we get there so we can have a chance to show everybody what we're made of. So it's a little bit different mindset, but our approach and our mentality is really the same, and that's take it 1 week at a time. Try to do the best we can each week, and hopefully at the end of the day we'll be where we want to be.
All right, before we open up this for questions, talk about your new partnership here with Maaco for this weekend.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously we're really excited. This has been such a big season for everybody at Furniture Row Racing, bringing on new partners, and this is just another step in that direction. So again, great nationwide, and even in Canada, a huge company. It's definitely an honor to be associated with such great people. And again, it's when companies like this partner with our team, it's great for the sport. It's obviously great for our team, and I think other people take notice. And hopefully, it's something that we continue to build on and have a great partnership down the road. And it's it's an honor to have such a great company on board with our program.
Okay, we'll open up the floor for questions right now. We're going to go over here first. Please keep in mind this also services his NASCAR availability. And just as a refresher, the last time we were here and for the Coca-Cola 600, he led 585 miles of a 600-mile race. Let's go. We'll start over here with Brian, then we'll go to Stan, then back to Woody.
Brian Nelson with MRN. Martin, so you really blast off in the chase, a lot of altitude between you and the other competitors, winning two and dominating the way you did. But with the reset now and having, no safety net going forward, how do you describe, your position, not having that to fall back on anymore?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that, it would be nice to be in this position and have those 2 wins kind of mean something. But, at the same time, you understand going in, that's the way it works. And, I think for us, this is, just a repeat of Chicagoland weekend. We're here, we know everybody's at 0, and we've got to perform. So I think we're prepared. Charlotte's a great place for us. It's been a great track for us the past couple of years. Kansas next week is the same way, and we're hoping to capitalize on these 2 racetracks that we know we can perform at, because everybody knows Talladega's looming in week 3 of this round. So I don't think anyone wants to go in there and have to worry about, do I have to finish 10th or 12th or whatever. You never know what can happen there. So our mindset is really the same as it's been, just come out here and perform like we know we can, and hopefully we'll be able to do that.
All right, let's go to Stan, then we'll get back to Woody Kane.
Stan Creekmore with Outside the Box for the gentleman from Mako. Sir, number one, do you remember the instance which made you look at becoming a sponsor in the world of NASCAR? And number two, what is it that drew you to this driver?
That's a good question. It's something we've always talked about. I mean, Mako, being an automotive aftermarket brand, I think has a natural relationship with NASCAR. We relocated our offices to Charlotte 4 years ago, and ever since then we've been talking with NASCAR in varying degrees. My biggest disappointment was we didn't do something sooner because Martin's on one heck of a roll. So we've been thinking about it a long time, and we're looking forward to taking this to the next step as well. Well, we've been meeting with Martin to talk about all kinds of things, and one of them was we were very interested early on. We've met with other drivers. We think Martin is a great guy, down-to-earth guy. Some of the folks from our company know some of the history of Martin, being from New Jersey, and really you spend a little bit of time with him, and it's not hard to figure out that he's somebody you want to do a partnership with.
Woody Kane with MRN. Martin, number one, are you bringing the same car back you had in May? And number two, describe the differences, and everybody says this track is the most temperature sensitive on the circuit, what you faced in May versus what you'll see Saturday.
Yeah, it's a good question. First off, yes, it's the same car we had here in the 600, also the car I believe we won Chicago with, so it's definitely got some good history. But I'll be honest, I can't tell the difference between that car and say the car we raced last week. I mean, the way they build these things now, they're all exactly the same, and you can't tell anything about cars being different like you used to back in the day. This car have a certain feel, that car have a certain feel. Now it's like they can just completely reproduce them. So with that said, with the track record this car has had, we're obviously optimistic. But Charlotte, I think one of the biggest challenges is coming here today on Friday, practicing at 1:30 in the afternoon. The sun's coming out now, and then we race Saturday night. We're going to have some rain most likely at some point between now and then. So Charlotte being temperature sensitive, being sensitive to the sun being out, you have to understand what you need in your car today in practice, what it needs to feel like, and the things you need to look for to be able to race well Saturday night. And that's not easy. It's pretty difficult. So we'll see what we can do. But we've got good notes from last time we can go off of, and we'll definitely lean on that for sure.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. How was it for you when you get the win and another win and another win, and all of a sudden all the attention is on you, and you're never going to get the big head, but every time you turn on Sports Talk Radio on Sirius XM or you read a headline, it's about Martin Truex Jr. How do you kind of keep that? Do you not listen to it? Do you just enjoy it and relish it?
To be honest with you, I think it's really exciting for our team. It's a lot of fun to be a part of this right now, but at the same time, you have to, keep your focus on the next race. You can't dwell on the fact that we won 2 races in the first round, because as of today, it doesn't really matter. So we have to focus on Charlotte. All those things are great. They're great for our team. helping us bring on new partners like Mako. These are the kind of things that we've been working towards all year long. So now it's, time to get it done again. Everything's reset, like I said, and all that stuff doesn't matter. So it's nice, but at the end of the day, we need to perform now, and we need to perform this weekend.
I will go with Jenna. I think we got 3 questions in a row here on this row, and then we'll get back over to Jeff Gluck.
Jenna Fryer, AP. Martin, your career's been interesting in that it was full of promise, and then you didn't always get it, and then you'd get close, and then not. Now that you're here, what does it feel like? Does it feel any different from the early times?
In a lot of ways, yes. It feels a lot different. It's almost like, okay, finally we're here. Now how do we make sure we can keep it going? Because you understand how easy it is to be on the other side of it, and how hard you work to get here. So I think really your focus is just, what can I do to continue this role, continue this momentum? I think a lot of it obviously is being part of a great team. Everybody knows in this sport, it is a team sport. And I'm just honestly thankful I'm getting to show my talent, my capabilities behind the wheel, and focused on continuing this, this role that we're on, and what's it going to take to do that. So I don't take it for granted. I know that in 2 weeks it could be gone. You just never know in this sport. So I'm just really living in the moment, enjoying myself. I love working with my race team, and just trying to enjoy it, because like I said, you never know when it could come to an end.
Jessica Ruffin with NASCAR.com. With you guys being so dominant here back in May and this momentum that you guys are riding, how much confidence does that give you heading into this weekend? Does that give you a bit of a leg up on the competition, do you think?
I don't know that you ever have a leg up on this competition in the Sprint Cup Series, but for sure it gives us confidence. I think we feel like we can use a lot of what we learned here last time around to be competitive, but at the same time, that was a long time ago. There was a lot of races between then and now, and everybody's worked on their stuff to get better. We certainly have. So I think for us the focus is, how do we take what we learned there, apply the things we've learned since, and try to be better overall.
Bob Pockris, ESPN. With the weather forecast and everything, do you enter today practicing for qualifying or race, and are you practicing for a race at night or in the day?
I'm not sure. We're definitely going to do a little bit of race trim today, which is uncharacteristic for our group. And, I really don't know. I mean, I feel like based on weather forecast, I feel like we're going to race Saturday night, but you never know with the weather. So, I mean, it's really hard to say. I think that one thing that we feel good about is last time here we practiced really well in the daytime, and we were able to still race obviously really well at night. So our cars seemed like it was, worked well in all weather conditions, which was good. That's something that, should certainly benefit us, especially if we do have to race on Sunday.
All right, please keep in mind we're going outside for a car unveiling when we wrap up the questions here from the media. Let's go back to Jeff Gluck, and then we'll go over here to Jerry and take a couple of more after that. Jeff?
I'm wondering, there's been a lot of talk about whether the regular season winner deserves some sort of reward in the first round, whether it's a bye or pit stall selection or whatever. And I know the Drivers' Council's been pushing that. What's your take on that? Does the regular season winner deserve something?
I think they should get something. I mean, it's so difficult to be the points leader at the end of the first 26. I think that, there's definitely something there. Now, what that should be, I'm not sure. I've heard a lot of opinions and read a lot of things, but I think there should definitely be something. I also think if you win more than one race in the first round, you should get a bye in the next round.
Wonder why. Let's go over here to Jerry.
Jerry Jordan, Performance Racing Network, Kicking the Tires. For the gentleman from Mako, and then also Martin, if you want to weigh in, you're getting on his car at a pretty prime time. He's kind of on a roll. How big of an impact is that for you guys, and to buy into the NASCAR sponsorships with Martin? And what do you hope to gain from that? Martin, how does it feel to be attracting this attention?
Well, I think, again, I'll go back to earlier that for us, I mean, this has been a huge year. Bringing on new partners, making our race team stronger each and every week. And, we're just excited that we're in this position. Barney and Joe have worked, 11 years in this sport with Furniture Row only on the car. And to be bringing in new partners is such a big deal for us, for Barney. You know, to bring on a Charlotte-based company that has such a great history and a great track record, and you know, is really #1 in their field is something that we're really proud of. So, you know, I can't speak for him, but you know, this is, I can't tell you how big of a deal this is for us. All the partners we brought on this year have been such a big part of our program and making us stronger and helping us get to where we are today. If we continue to do this, we can continue to be around for a long time, be competitive, and do the things we want to do. And hopefully we're bringing a lot of value back to our partners. And you know, so far it seems like everybody's really enjoyed the partnership.
Okay, we'll go to Kelly Bartik, and we'll wrap it up by going back to Steve Post in the back. Kelly?
Kelly Bartik, WCCB. Martin, you've had 4 wins this season. What was the best memory or best part about winning here in Charlotte?
Just to win at Charlotte's huge. I mean, at Crown Jewel event, Coke 600, it's you know, those are the type of races you want to win as a driver, you know, your entire career. So I mean, it's just been such a fairy tale season to win here, to win at the Southern 500, to win at Dover, which I consider my home track last week. So many things stick out about that weekend, but it was just a great week, and you know, those are wins you never forget. You know, that trophy's still sitting in my house, and it's something every time you walk by it, you understand what it took to get here and what it took to win that race, and how many times I've tried before I finally got it. So definitely a special one.
You do wind up in the Speedway Club for a champagne toast also.
I did. That was pretty good.
It's like 2 in the morning, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, we were on the radio about 2:30, right?
Yeah, well,
it was
all right.
well worth it.
Let's go back in the back to Steve Post. Steve? Luckily, he's the one guy that doesn't need a mic in the room. So
I can hear you.
Yeah, exactly. Motor Racing Network. I find it ironic that a Charlotte-based company picks the one NASCAR team that's not based in Charlotte. Was there any discussion or notice of the irony in that?
No, it really, look, we love NASCAR, and we specifically love the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We have an event here next week as part of our convention. Our entire franchise system base is big NASCAR supporters, so it's a natural connection. Martin just happens to be one of the individuals we've talked to over time, and for us to have an opportunity to be part of this winning team has been great. So we didn't think through the locations of the teams, but we did about the driver.
Well, thanks to everyone for your participation. This will wrap up Martin's NASCAR availability. Now we'd ask you to go right outside the Charlotte Motor Speedway Media Center. Jose and Ryan and Martin will be outside for the car unveiling here in just a moment.